I'm Margaret Ann Windsor. Kidnapped in 41, and my father's Edward VIII, who never married Wallace Simpson. He married Claudia Ruth O'Keefe Windsor from Madison, Wisconsin, Sun Prairie, Madison, Wisconsin, sister to artist Georgia O'Keefe. So when they say Meghan Markle is the first American to marry into the royal family and all this bull, I'm not going to finish it. I really should be able to, because there's no words to describe the thieves and the corruptness that's got, and the injustice and pain that's gone into this whole mess. My father never married Wallace. It was a takedown of my daddy. Wouldn't go along with the Illuminati. And I'm up here again, and it's cold as heck. Gonna get worse this weekend. It sounds like for a few weeks yet. So I gotta try to get a few things. I want to put this up, though. I was reminded, kind of. And so she seems like such a sweet lady, and I think she is, but I wanted to respond in this manner. And then maybe that's a way to put a little bit more of it up here. I was driving the Larry Flynt car that Hustler Larry Flynt had furnished. Okay. I know when this was. This was after I went through out to L.A. and back, and then at one point I went up to Kentucky to Annie Carter's, Dempsey Carter, simply, well, I don't know. I was going on up to Canada. I went up there once to Toronto because of the Enzorings and Elizabeth Haysom murders that happened in Bedford next door here. He's German's diplomat's son, and that gets into this too. It's kind of hard. I'm going to have to rush this morning. My ears, drums are bad. I'm sorry. I know other people have problems too, but it's so ludicrous all this is. I was driving the car, and I'm just going to get to this. I never thought that when I was driving up the Blue Ridge Parkway to D.C. from Atlanta after the campaign, had the car, thought things were going to get better. They did briefly, very briefly. I never thought that I would be up in Grottoes, Virginia, pumping gas and then thrown out on the street again, or the forest, whatever you want to say. Anyway, I went up the Blue Ridge Parkway, and I came up through where I came a bit later here to Roanoke, Virginia. So anyway, during this time span, this is 84, trying to think how this went. I pulled off in the National Forest. Oh boy. I still had a few things with me. I stopped for the night up and slept in the forest. I was always running out of gas, and people would love if they saw it. Excuse me, would love to, well, you're just this and that, because they don't care about the background and what's really going on. I really was brave. If I have to yank my own chain, I don't know if that's a good word or not. Excuse me. Anyway, I'm going to put this up the way it is. In the night, this is a new car, the Aries. I've driven it for a short while. Got it in late October, I guess, just before I went to D.C. in November, and this was after then, that had gone out to L.A. and back, and, oh gosh, yeah, had worked at Grottoes for a while. Yeah, so this was probably on later after July of 84, in that time span, August. Okay, I'm up there, and I have no money, running out of gas again, and I hear all this knocking in the hood, and I think, oh my God, it's a snake. Because believe me, they got snakes. They got a little bit of everything up there in the forest. So it scared me, but I couldn't find it. I remember lifting the hood, I believe, couldn't find anything. So, anyway, I'm on my way back to I guess, to Grotto's and pump gas again, the Reineckes. Okay, I got to almost to Stanton. Now remember, Stanton's so important in this because that's where uh, um, President. Well, I'm brain freeze this morning. It's yeah, it's cold. Um, Stanton and Woodrow Wilson. He's part of the killing of the Romanovs. So when people are wanting to go and take down Donald Trump for collusion with the Russians, which is a bunch of bull as far as I'm concerned. But hey, what do you call killing the Romanovs and then Anastasia's up here and your president? And you'll say, well, I don't know that. So, this is fluffed up, but it's okay, excuse me, to bring down and lie about everybody else and dismiss me and my mom and dad and all this has happened. But yet you're going to make the Prince of Saudi Arabia and all these people involved and this journalist for the Post that's now owned by Amazon, richest man in the world. Prior, you should hear what the Grahams did to me when I went into Katharine Graham's in 1982 on foot, carrying my book, letter from the FBI, etc., etc. Went there with the truth, and man, I got thrown into the street and etc. So now back to the mouse. It turned out to be a mouse in the car, had gotten up in the car, engine up in there some way. Okay, I got us in Stanton's where Woodrow Wilson was born, who's a part of the United Nations, Roosevelt's. So he has to be a part of what about me? And here I end up, a lot of stuff with the hustler car, and then me being in a rescue mission type homeless shelter there. Wasn't a rescue mission, that's here. And as it stands now, it's the best that you can get anywhere, I would assume. Last time I was there, they were decent to me, and it wasn't all that bad. In fact, you won't find another one, I don't think. And I remember I'm treated a bit different, a bit. What was somebody told me? We're told to treat you mean. Anyway, I get close to Stanton. I run out of gas. I think maybe I'm going to make it on in. I'll probably go back over the Grotto's, which is right across, not far. Got there and run out of gas. Right up on the overpass or something. So now then state trooper stops. How'd that go? All right, I didn't know then I could have called road assistance because that was part of the car. Leased car. I didn't know it though. So they could have paid and hauled me in, paid for it. Instead, he was in a Virginia State trooper's car. He was dressed, everything gun, and yes, he handcuffed me. I tell you what he did. He said, well, we're just going to haul you in. I don't know if he used the word haul, but he wasn't all that mean. He wasn't nice either. So he handcuffs me. Because I'm going to walk away. I told him, no, I'll walk off, and I was going to call the Reineckes in and see if they'd come and get me and help me with the car because he had a garage there. Okay, he wouldn't let me do that. He said, I'm going to arrest you for resisting an officer or something. Well, that was it. So he handcuffed me and put me in his car, left mine, the hustler car there. I go into Stanton's, not that far, and I sit there and they mill around me and I'm handcuffed and they take my kind of like a briefcase and they take it in there and I see them going through everything. So here we go. Now then, this is akin to the Enzorings, and this gets into people what they don't want you to tell the truth. They have committed acts of crime. They do not want you telling it. This is what this has been about. They'll go after you to shut you up. Okay, this later goes... Yeah, later it goes into the Enzor and Elizabeth Haysom, who's from Canada. He's a German diplomat's son. It gets into, if you want to call it, role play. You can read the actions, what you're doing, and that's all I can say right at the moment. I've tried to explain it all, and some people really know, so but okay, so I'm sitting there, almost identical to what happens later with Jens Orings. When he and Elizabeth were brought back from England, some of it's funny if it's ever told. It was horrible. But you get into the name of the British detective, English detective, British, that brought Jens and Elizabeth back, his name, and how it relates to I thought he was he was a U.S. Marshal who'd come out in the woods, and he cut down a tree right by me, where I was camped for so long near Mountain Pass, and he said, "This is the beaver tree." Well, you can't get into all this crap, what beaver, some people use, but then Beaver was the name of the detective that brought Jens over from England. And remember, Jens and Elizabeth are innocent in these murders. They're mind control murders. And I'm going to tell this right now, then I'm going to get back to Stanton, because this is after Stanton. Okay. Has to be, yeah. I'm living up at past the Peaks of Otter, way up there, cold near Cornelius Shelter. And Hiker's Shelter. Cold. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, anyway, I'm going to tell about the Jens. This is in, 80 what? 97? I can't remember now. It must have been 97. Anyway, I put the article up about them in jail, trial and everything. Anyway, I'm going to skip and just go down. I'm not going to tell what happened there. Yeah, I was handcuffed there too. Oh, I'm good at being handcuffed, and I didn't commit any crimes. Anyway, the Bedford police come up there, and there had been oh God, I guess when people want you dead, you telling it. Wow. Anyway, there had been a detective up there from Bedford, and he was in a van. I didn't know he was a detective. And I'm starving. I'm eating blackberry leaves and have no socks. I'm using them to wipe when I go to the bathroom and try to wash me. I had nothing. I was stripped down to nothing. And there was a little fishing pond there, and I did fish. I found a hook and a line up in trees, and that's how I did it. I'd get little salamanders or something from under, and worms, and dig them, and I would cook the fish in water, boil them. Yuck, you want to try that? And they were little bitty fish. So that's how I ate. And blackberry, when they started forming, and it's when I hadn't died on it. Nobody's going to help you. Anyway, this detective came up, and he said, "Well, I'm heard about you being up here." He didn't say he was a detective. And he said, "I'm going to bring you some food back and help you." Well, about 9 o'clock that night, when I'm back there in the tent way up here by the pond, these lights come up, and they're shining on me and scared the out of me. And this is the Bedford police. So, see, this could sound funny, but it's hell. So they were nice to me, but this turned out to be a detective. He handed me a hamburger. They must have gotten that morning when he went, and this is 9 o'clock at night, because I ate it because I was so hungry. I hadn't had anything, and yeah. So anyway, they put me in the car, handcuffed me, took me back to Bedford. And all I'm going to say is they were nice to me there at the Bedford jail. And they handcuffed me, and they took me in front of the cell behind me. This is, if I can remember, it was kind of a new one. And they never locked the door or put me in. They let me sit outside. Now, here's what happened. They brought me coffee and took me back to Roanoke to the Salvation Army. And I'm going to go ahead and say if they can get man all they want. And this is what's been done in this. I was treated like holy crap. Absolutely. And they get mad at me telling it on video. I guess they thought I wouldn't make it to put it up on video. But then what good's it do me, I guess? A little. There's a few friends there. I hope I still have a few. Anyway, they take me back to Salvation Army. It was a place you could sleep. Oh, wow, you should hear what went on then. They don't want this told. None of it. I am going to get back on here. Yeah, I am, and try to put it down and tell some more of this. I put it before probably, but it's way back there in all the videos. Well, I don't have much left on this. And I got to get up and go get some food today. It's bad. Anyway, I'll just cut to the chase. They took me back there, and I was able to sleep my head killing me. I hadn't slept. I'd had the hamburger and coffee, and I was sleeping out in the front where people walk by you, and you wonder if somebody's going to crawl on top of you in the night. They're good at that. So anyway, I didn't get to sleep long till you're up and you're out. So you know where I went? I went back because they only let you stay there and you got to be out at 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the morning looking for a job. Well, my jobs were blocked, and you don't dare tell it because they won't listen to you. Oh, no. So I guess that's where Hustler Magazine came in, but they don't want to see Hustler Magazine unless it's a guy, and they're really looking at the pornography rather than why I'm in the situation I'm in. So I went walking right back to where I'd left. That's a long walk up there. It's like 30 miles at least, okay, for me to get back up there. And I must have carried my tent with me because I think they took it down. Anyway, that very day that I'm back up there, Jens Orings and Haysom I brought back from England, and he's put in the jail cell where they had me handcuffed and sitting in front of that cell where Jens Orings was brought. And, okay, now then let me get back to Stanton. Well, I'm going to put this on another one, then I got to get ready to go and get some food or something.